Hello my friends, I am G Hondo and welcome back to our Let's Play of OpenTTD. This is episode 17. As promised at the end of episode 16, off camera, I have done a little bit of experimentation and I have figured out how to have vehicles renew and not just renew to what they are, but actually accomplish an upgrade as well. And it was actually surprisingly easy, so I'm not sure why I couldn't figure it out earlier, but anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and redo those settings just so you can see how I do it. And like I say, it is very easy. So all you do is you actually come up here for each of the individual types of vehicles, so trains, road, ships, and air. And then down here there's a manage list and a replace vehicles. What it'll do is it'll pop up a little screen here of all the types you have of that vehicle, and specifically for trains, because you could have both cars and engines, you also can upgrade the cars, although we don't have any new ones anyway, so that's not going to apply to us. It's just the engine. Okay, now for the Ginzu Steam, these are terrible now, so we want to be replacing them with the shiny new Floss 47s, and we actually want to start replacing them immediately. Okay, you'll see a little symbol there saying it's queued for replacements. For the SH8Ps, these are still okay. I do want to upgrade them to the Floss 47s, but that can wait until they're at their end of life, so we'll replace only the old vehicles for that. For the Manly Morale, these are those cute little trams that have passengers directly. We don't have another type that does that, so I'm going to leave that not to be changing. For now, any one of these that reaches end of life will just be replaced with another Manly Morale. And obviously the Floss 47s, that is our current best train, so we're not going to make any changes to that. Okay, and that's for normal rail. For our electric, we of course have the SH30s going, and when one of those reaches end of life, I'd like it to upgrade to the SH40 because that's our current best electric train. And again, we'll say just the old ones, so it only does it when there's new things to be had and one reaches end of life. Over here on the right, you'll see there's also an option for car removal, which I'm going to leave off. That's not such a big deal for the engine changes, but if you're replacing these cars, for example, say I had a passenger vehicle, or excuse me, a passenger car, a new one available, and it, say, held, I don't know, let's say 80 passengers, okay? It would theoretically mean that for every one of those, I could get rid of two of these. So I could say car removal on, at which point it'll automatically try to condense the train to keep an approximately equal number of total passengers. But in either case, we're not going to do that, so I'm just going to leave that as off. Perfect. Okay, we can close that. We're going to do the same thing with our road fleet. So again, we go to the actual fleet, and we say manage, replace vehicles. And it's the same sort of idea. We'll want to be replacing these Regal buses with the much better Leopards. And as the reliability is terrible, we're going to say start doing those right away. The Leopards obviously won't change. The coal trucks, they're still okay, so we will be upgrading them to the other ones, but those will be only old. And it'll be the same with any one of these that we do have a replacement for, which is only some of them at this point, because we are not far enough along to get new stuff. And that's it. So that's everything for the road fleet. And we'll do the same thing with our ships. And again, we're just going to upgrade the MPS tanker to the CS tanker. And again, these ones are still okay, so we're only going to replace them when they need it. Excellent. And lastly, with the plane fleet, we don't have too many different kinds of these, so this won't take long. These FFP darts, sort by, cargo capacity would be good. So these Darwins are the best we have, and obviously, a drastic upgrade. These are still fairly reliable, so I'm going to let these replace only when they're old. And with the Blakewell, same thing. We're going to replace them with Darwins, again, only when they're old. Now for our helicopter, there are no new types of helicopters yet, so it has to just stay as is. Okay, now I notice this one here in red text. That means this one's at it or near its end of life anyway. So this is a good example that we can watch. All things being equal, this plane should upgrade from the FFP Dart to a Darwin 300. So we're just going to go ahead and let the game run here and watch that happen. And we'll put the speed up a bit because it's still got a pretty long... Oh, there's that AI script again. That's very, very annoying. The other thing I'm going to mention, although hopefully it's something you've already noticed, I had noticed in watching some of my earlier videos that the sound, like sounds within the game, were very, very loud as compared to the sound of my voice. And this was especially noticeable in my other series, the Railroad Tycoon series, where I pretty much couldn't hear myself very well at all if there was any sound happening on in the actual game. So I've made some adjustments to the audio, and hopefully we have a better balance. I'll review once this video is uploaded and see how it is when it's up on YouTube. I may have to make some more adjustments, but hopefully this is already better. All right, let's go ahead and speed up here. Almost there. Yeah, there's Presstown there. So not too much further. Great. Well, passed on all our missions. Once we finish watching this plane get upgraded, we'll see what the new mission is. Well, actually it's already up there, but we'll come back to this one in a little bit. I just do want to see this plane finish just to make sure that that upgrade is working. It should be. It certainly looks like it's set up right. I just haven't actually tested that part. I figured out how to actually do it, I just didn't actually test it. So shame on me if it doesn't work. Alright. It is now circling, so it should be landing shortly. There we go. Coming in for a landing now. So we'll just have to wait for it to drop off the passengers, and then it'll go to the depot. And all things being equal, it will change to a different type of plane. Not sure why they made the passengers all bored when they're going to have to just jump off and jump back on, but anyway, there we go. So yes, as we can see, it's now upgraded itself to the Darwin 300, which is fantastic. So that upgrade path does work, and all it means is when there's new vehicles available, if they look pretty good, I'll have to just pop in here and set some upgrades, but that's not a big deal. Okay, so now let's go ahead and we'll take a look at this new mission that we've had come in, and it looks like it's one that we are already working on, or at least that we already have a train for. And yeah, it's an iron. Okay, so it's picked this one again. It's a duplicate, so we're not going to get to do much of anything with that. That's okay. This goods to Trabro might finish quick enough, although I think we're only sending just a single truck at a time, which means only 14 crates of goods at a time. So it's only going to be going up about 1% per trip. So, one and some change, it'll round, but... So I think we'll have about 8 or 9 more trips to go, so I'll just put the speed up, and we'll see if we can get that going. And hopefully the replacement mission will be something new for us. Zooming back and forth, there should still be lots. Oh wow, lots and lots and lots of goods just sitting there. Clearly this boat is hauling, well yeah, it's a tanker, so it makes sense. It's hauling so much oil that this will have tons and tons and tons of goods available. It's a shame it's goods though, because as I say, the city gets saturated and then stops accepting them. If it was anything else, and this was just say some other industry or something that we could actually ship at a time, then we could put definitely several trucks out at a time, probably, well, at least 5 at a time, probably closer to 10. Just try to clear this humongous backlog there, but unfortunately, being that it's goods, and this is not a terribly large city. Oh, there we go. So this means I should jump in and check our road fleet for the coal replacements. It's best to do that when that first pops up, then you don't forget, because there's no chance I will remember later. And that's for coal. There we go. And we will be replacing them only when they're old. Perfect. Okay. If you do it right away when they first pop up, and then you don't have to worry about them later, and then you'll never have to go through like I did at the beginning of the video and bulk do every single one, because that can get kind of annoying too to have to do that. Alright, we're getting there, 96%, we're almost there. Fortunately, this is a nice quick trip, so even though I had to do several of them, it doesn't take that long. And with this nice little loop here, it doesn't take too long to get back out, so it's fairly efficient. There's probably ways, I think, I could probably squeeze a little tiny bit more out of this maybe. I could maybe put the station in a slightly different spot or what have you, but this is certainly working for us. So that's either the last trip or the second last trip. Second last trip, so one more to go. And then we'll be good. Okay, there we go. This should do it. Once this updates, that should fall off, and hopefully, like I said, we get a new mission that we haven't actually set up yet. That would be very good. There we go. It's acknowledging the mission complete. And now we're just waiting for whatever it is to come in. Okay. So it's a passenger mission to the city of Tessworth. That's one that we are near, because we are doing some thing already. Oh, probably goods to Broadchurch. But now it's time to make actual passenger traffic. So, other than Broadchurch itself, is there any other city vaguely nearby? Doesn't really look like it. Okay. Is there any airport vaguely nearby? Well, there's some opponents at airports. Well, there's one there at Dunstock. So maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll just go airplanes on this one. And we'll just fly passengers here to Tessworth. So let's go ahead and build ourselves an airport. Yeah, a city-sized one will be fine, because I don't think we're allowed the... Yeah, well, these aren't unlocked yet. I can't remember what year they unlock, but that's okay. We don't need one that big. This isn't really that large a city anyway. So it's just a case of trying to find a good spot where I can cover most of the city. Looks like probably over here on this side is going to be the best we can do. Alright, there we go. We can close that. There we go. So we'll create a new aircraft, and this will be a Darwin 300, because that's what we're using now. Perfect. And we'll go ahead and name this. This will be Dunstock, Tessworth, passengers. Perfect. And we'll set the actual route. So we're going to go from the hangar to the actual airport to this airport and its hangar. Maintenances are optional. We're going to not set full loads. We are going to ensure it is definitely set to passengers, because this plane can hold some other things. I think it's going to, yeah, it's going to do mail as well. Not relevant to our mission, but it does make the plane slightly more profitable. I'm not going to complain. There we go. And we can watch that take off. Well, that's definitely a much bigger plane than those little darts we were using earlier. So I'm not surprised they have 3 times the capacity. It's a much, much bigger plane. And there we go. It is on the way. Yes, thank you. That is fantastic. So let's speed up a little bit here. And a bit more. And let it cut across here. There we go. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, close that off. Slow back down here, and we are coming in for a landing. Now this airport was already functional for something else, so it doesn't need to do any activation. So it can just go ahead and pick up. There'll be some passengers and mail already. There we go. Because what the game does is it basically just says, okay, I have passengers, I have mail. It doesn't really care where they're going as long as it's not here. So it'll happily carry these passengers anywhere. Basically, passengers don't say, I want to go to Testworth. They just say, I want to leave Dunstock. So that's why we don't have to do any kind of activation or anything. But we will let this plane fly over and land, starting the official mission, and then at that point we'll call this an episode. That's the heliport. That's the chopper. And we'll let that buzz in. Alright. We're on final approach. Excellent. Nice smooth landing. And we'll drop these people off. We'll have almost a full load to go back, which is nice, so this will be very profitable. Fantastic. And like I say, this should be almost a full load. Very, very close to. Yep, close enough. There we go. That's that mission. So yeah, it's only going to take 8 trips back and forth, so that won't take too long at all. Alright, and with that, I'm going to call that an episode here, guys. So I thank everyone for joining me today. Hopefully you have enjoyed yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a good day, everyone, and we'll see you on the other side. Bye now.